I'm just special like that.
Okay,
I want to
hope
be friends
this
with
is
the ghost so
working.
bad.
I hope this is working. I started it, but right now I started it, so we didn't hear any ghost updates on the podcast. But shoot,
That's fine.
sorry.
No, it's fine.
But we got like 3 weeks of updates or something like
Oh
that.
shit. You do, huh?
Yeah. Well, Luke. Haha. We're gonna start with Luke. You wanna know why, Luke?
Why?
You know why. I can't.
Yeah, I know why.
You know why.
I didn't. I'm the one that didn't log everything though, so I don't have it all in my
Well,
phone.
then pull it up from
So I
your
remember
memory.
Okay.
Log shit
So-
for like 2 weeks
I'm
Way
until
back-
today.
I'm mad at
Way
Luke for
back
reasons
when.
I'm not explaining on the podcast. So, just so you know, I'm gonna be bullying him, and he knows he deserves it. So,
Actually, no, I support him not logging. I think we're all fucked up.
oh no, it's not about the logging. I don't care
Oh.
what he logs. I'm mad at him for other
Why are we-
reasons.
Why?
I can't say. I can't say. Can't say.
I want to know so
I can't
bad.
say. I can't say. It's like the biggest not deal of all time. I just,
Something he deserves.
Yeah, Luke
you
knows he
deserve
deserves it.
Uh-oh,
true.
is it an
It's true.
incompetence thing?
No, no, it's just him choosing to be a bad friend.
Will you tell me off the podcast?
Yeah, of course.
Luke's a bad friend. All we know.
Yep, accurate.
All right. Now to get to business. We watched. Wow. Charlie's Angels. The two
What's
Charlies.
the first thing we watched?
What was the
Cursed.
Cursed? We watched Cursed again. Anything before that?
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
It was just
Wait,
Cursed that
what?
weekend. Cursed that weekend, and then it was Charlie's Angels, I believe.
Okay, so we watched Cursed. Then we watched the two Charlie's Angels, old ones. And then we watched a very Potter musical. And then we watched They Came Together. And They Came Together is top of the list.
Oh my.
Yeah, accurate. Luke, you did miss one thing that you and me watched together.
Oh, Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd, very high, very underrated. The original has a terrible rating, but it was a pretty good movie.
I don't know why, other than Rob Schneider.
Ugh.
Yeah. But I mean,
Don't scare me like that.
It was bad. He was bad in it, but
It's pretty
good
good
movie.
but then They Came Together the day after we watched it. Mark and I went up, and then we watched it with Trini, and she loved every second of it, especially this one scene that had to do with Paul Rudd's grandmother in the movie. Trini actually really, really liked that scene, which was surprising, but it was really good. Very good movie.
Luke, the Bubby part in Lost Boys, it's still above Lost Boys for her, so that's speaking volumes about Lost Boys.
I know, it's interesting. That's the bottom.
I was telling someone at work today, who she likes a bunch of 80s horror movies, so I was talking to her about Lost Boys and was explaining Trini's
Good.
feelings on it, and she just finds it so funny because Trini hates Lost Boys. So
Forgot.
Lost Boys
Like my
kicks
favorite
ass.
movie.
yeah,
That sucks.
it's very funny. So whenever I don't know how she feels about something, I just ask if it's better than Lost Boys. So far, everything, including the Bubby part, which is what I thought would be
She
bottom,
hate Lost Boys.
Wow.
is still above the Bubby part. So, or no,
Why does she hate it?
Bubby part's still above it. I mean, I think it's she did not watch a bunch of 80s movies. I don't think like growing up. So the cheesy 80s, like, you know, that vibe is just not at all like what she grew up with. She just doesn't like it.
Nothing cheesy
So-
about that movie.
Okay.
That movie is played completely straight, and it's the
It's most definitely
best
not in more
dramatic
ways than
piece
one.
Fair.
of cinema I've ever seen.
I love it. But it was a very funny watching experience. Sorry, Luke, continue.
And then I think it was all the way until, so in terms of books, I finished The Witch Elm, and it was very good. One of my favorite books, again, and now I only have two more Tana French books to read, and one just came out 2 months ago, or 3 months ago, and I'm gonna get it soon. The cover is Chef's Kiss. I have The Searcher and The Hunter, only two left. And I'm reading this book right here that Matt gave me, called Never Let Me Go,
I
and it's very good.
Okay.
It's very
Is
good.
it super sad?
Yes, but it is not what I was expecting, and it's
Okay.
good. It's very, very good.
Oh, it's like
It's gonna make me cry at the end though, like for sure, but in a very good way.
You
It's
read
very
A
good.
Little Life, and nothing else seems sad compared
That's
to
by far the worst. That's by far the worst. That's also like 800 pages. That's like
Oh.
850 pages of that.
Wild.
Jeez.
Okay. And then so that leads me to Kelly and I watched this miniseries called Dublin Murders, which combines
Mhm.
In the Woods and The Likeness, which are two of my favorite books of all
Oh.
time. And it was pretty good. It was
Wait,
weird.
it's a show that combines those two?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
It was a little weird, the merge, because things went by really quickly for The Likeness, and
Yeah.
they just kind of happened.
It
But
would have benefited from being two separate,
yes,
like getting its own one, but because it was only one, it was still cool to see.
and I saw Cassie Maddox on the TV screen, and she's one of my favorite characters ever. And I saw Rob. His last name is different in the show for some reason, but I saw Rob
My
on
boy!
the screen, which was crazy. And I saw Frank, who's the main character of Faithful Place, who's
My
also in The Likeness. And I
boy!
saw Sam. So it was really cool to see like all those characters from like my favorite books combined. It was pretty cool, and the acting was really good.
Yes.
And then I think all Kelly and I just watched Peep Show. That's very good. Very good. It's a high recommend. High recommend.
How far are you, Luke?
I just finished season 4.
Oh.
And season 4 was S tier. They all are, but season 4 was
Season 4.
very good. And that's basically it? Question mark? I'm sure I forgot something. Yes.
I think I'll go because I think there's a couple that you and me watched together, Luke. That I don't remember the last time we did the podcast. Do you guys know what?
I
Like
can't
3
remember.
weeks
Like
ago.
a year ago.
Had I
It was
said
Terminator isn't in there, right?
like did we talk about Terminator last time, Matt?
I don't think
Okay.
so.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
so I logged 3 movies.
Godzilla
that day.
-1, the first Omen,
You-
all the way back then. I watched
all
the first
the- I
Omen.
know.
Very good. High recommend. If I didn't
Yeah, I
mention
was gonna
this
say you
before.
missed some, but we did talk about Furiosa last time.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so movies were for me Pop Star with Luke and Trini and Tori.
That's crazy. That is that long ago. High recommend.
Godzilla -1, high recommend.
High recommend. High recommend.
Terminator, low recommend.
Recommend.
Soft recommend.
Top recommend.
Cursed, which was an experience. Lego Batman movie just with Kelly,
Oh.
which was real good. Judge Dredd, Charlie's Angels 2, Harry Potter musical. They came together the same day.
It was the same day. Yes.
Oh, 'cause
we
it was
finished
overnight.
After midnight. Yes.
You know, there's this really funny part.
Oh, the
It's
one
like
that Train really
grandma.
loved.
It's
Yes.
really
yes,
funny. And then I watched yesterday.
The one about the beats.
The one about the Beatles. I
Oh,
was
yes.
confused by a lot of it.
Yes.
Whenever they were singing songs, or they're
Yesterday.
like saying something, and they're like he was trying to like make references to songs to see if people would get it, and I had no fucking idea what he was talking about.
Is Yesterday kind of like that movie where Matthew Broderick was obsessed with The Godfather, but it's with the Beatles?
What are you talking
Oh, the one
about?
that
What are you
Marlon.
talking
is that-
about?
wait, Luke, what are you talking about?
The one with Marlon Brando, I think, might be in it, and he's
If you
Marlon
just
Brando
made
plays
this up,
Marlon
though-
Brando. No,
if
no,
you
no,
made
no.
this up, this is $1 million. This is a
Luke,
billion-dollar
I
idea.
know what Luke's talking about. Marlon Brando is in it. I just didn't know it
Yes.
was Matthew Broderick.
It's kind
He,
of like
like-
that one movie, Kelly, where that guy thinks he's Holden Caulfield.
Oh, yikes. What?
Do that.
Anyway,
I gotta get started on this. What, Jake Gyllenhaal?
yes.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah,
Mark,
yeah.
continue.
Oh, it's called The Freshman, and it does have Matthew Broderick.
Anyway,
I don't know
is
if
it like that?
any of them.
It's got a 6.5.
I don't know what that movie is, but no, it's not like that. After that, we watched Scooby Doo, 2002,
Ah,
and
great movie.
Scooby Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed. Trini had never seen either one of them. She was so confused why the first one is the first one, because it's set up like a sequel, because it is to the show, kind of.
That's
It's
what's
good
beautiful
stuff.
about it.
She liked both of them.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, she liked both of them. So, and then Behind the Mask with Luke. Good stuff. And then books, I finished You Like It Darker, which I really liked. Quite a bit of the stories in it. Overall, I really liked the book. And then I started this book called The Haunting that Trini got me. It's like a fast-paced, like more of like a YA. Not quite right. It's like a in between. It's not really YA. It's like an in between though. Very fast-paced writing. But I like it so far. I think I'm like 60 pages in, so not too far. But I have liked it, and if it continues going well, then I'll probably start reading more of this author. Honestly.
Isn't it beautiful to discover a new author?
We'll see. We'll see. I got to keep going, but yes, if it continues.
I just discovered one. Matt, you didn't let me discover one.
Shows rewatching Gravity Falls when we're going to bed already. Just like that's our go to bed one now. What else have I watched? Luke and I watched House of the Dragon, one episode.
Oh yeah!
Hey.
Oh, Matt, did you watch it?
I did.
That was a good episode. This
That
is
was a
gonna be
good
crazy.
episode.
There's also only 8 episodes, so things are gonna be
Oh.
like crazy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I watched
It makes- no,
12 minutes of the first episode of The Boys and I fell asleep.
I'm behind on that.
And I've watched episode and a half of Daredevil.
That's what I'm talking
Because
about.
Luke and I talked about rewatching it, so I started doing that. But I've been doing it way late when I'm about to fall asleep. So I've been falling asleep during. I think if I'm an episode and a half in and fall asleep 3 times watching it. So I'm making slow progress on it. It's good though. It's good stuff.
You're on the 2nd episode, the continuous shot one.
Yep, I have
At
not
the
gotten
end.
to that part yet. He's like with Rosario Dawson on her couch, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like the beginning.
Bleeding.
It's like the beginning
Yes.
of episode 2. Good stuff. That's it though. Matt.
Yes. Oh, okay. First thing I wanted to say was I watched They Came Together once, I think like
Huh.
8 years ago.
And it was
Like,
beautiful. It was everything you hoped and
and
dreamed it would be.
I really did think it was funny, but I don't remember a single thing about it except them making out and like destroying furniture, like running
Yeah.
into stuff.
So you don't remember
Yeah,
the
Like they were Ash from
Bubby
Evil
part.
Dead. Just in, I don't remember the Bubby part, but I believe
You
you.
gotta
when you say
rewatch
it's-
this.
Once
You gotta rewatch
Lose, I think you can figure that out
it.
based on the way we've been talking about it.
That one was weird because I remember watching that and being like, "This is funny," but then like no one was talking about it at the time, and I was like, "Okay."
Sad.
Yeah, it's weird.
Just travesty.
I wanted to say too that Katie and I next week have tickets to go see The Room at the Loft, and
Nice.
Frank Sestero is gonna be there doing
Oh,
the Q&A.
nice.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
Katie,
crazy.
thank her for spotting that one. She, it's so funny. She's like, "Why does it say that they'll give us plastic
Uh-oh.
spoons?" I was like, "Oh, let me tell you how this goes."
Plastic
Um,
spoons.
Every time
That's
there's
the
a
framed
framed
pictures.
spoon, you throw plastic spoons at the screen.
Oh, that's right. The framed spoons.
Yes, so it's like she's seen this movie, but not this way.
No. She hasn't experienced it.
And neither have I.
you.
Yeah. Oh.
What?
What are you talking about?
What the fuck are you on about?
What?
Just pissing me
What
off
do you want?
today.
Okay,
Never mind.
I'll do movies first. I watched Behind the Mask like the day after
Yeah.
we did the last podcast, so it's been like 3 weeks. So let's see how much I remember when we get to it. But then Katie and I rewatched The Fablemans.
And it was
Is that
good.
the Steven Spielberg thing?
It is, and it's great. We saw it in theaters, and I remember liking it, and Katie loved it even more than I did, and she was kind of surprised. And so I was like, she said she wanted to rewatch it, and I was like, I'm down. And I was like, okay, you're absolutely right. This movie is really good. It's beautiful.
Very good.
So that's good. Katie told me that I could pick whatever movie I had been wanting to
They
show
came
her
together.
to watch on my birthday.
That can do it.
And so I chose Stand By Me because I've
Nice.
been yapping about it a lot.
Nice.
You have the picture on the wall behind you.
I know. So that was fun. And then we watched the Blair Witch Project, which Katie had
need to
never
watch
seen and I had only seen once. And I genuinely have no idea what my opinion on the movie is. It's just like, I don't know. I just watched it and I was like, yeah, that's the Blair Witch Project. And like, that's all I have to say about it. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
That's one
Um,
Blair
Luke
Witch
would like
Project.
Well,
That
Luke,
is a- that
Luke
is a-
loves these
I feel like
shaky
Luke would-
camera found footage.
Honestly, not as much shaky cam as I was expecting.
Mm.
It's
Uh,
that's really not.
Like, there are parts that I really like about it, and then like parts where I was like, okay.
I think
Or
when
can you
yeah,
Or
I
you
have,
just
I have,
watch it?
no, I have. I think I gave it like a 2.5, Matt. I think I was right in the middle of like.
Yeah.
I
I
don't have an
remember one of
opinion.
you hating it.
So
think it was
One of
me,
you
Matt, in the
talked
past.
mad shit about it.
that was me.
Okay.
And this time Katie really didn't like it, and that was kind of how I felt the first time I watched it. And this time I was like, okay, I can see its merits, because like the real horror is them getting lost and like fighting with each other. Like that part, I was like,
Yeah.
this
Blair Witch
really does make me
Project,
uncomfortable.
per
Yes.
se.
The actual
Um,
like supernatural like scary stuff is not scary at all.
I think it's more interesting watching the movie from the perspective that the guys set up the whole
Yeah.
thing to kill her, because that has been a thing since it came out. That's one interpretation, I think, of what it could be, and I think that makes it 10 times more interesting.
That actually makes it makes complete sense in the confines of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
well, you
That
said
does make it
Katie
better.
didn't like it,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Correct.
Well, Katie didn't like Fast X, so how much can we really like put into
I trust
account?
whatever Katie says.
Yes, she's right here. You can tell her yourself.
No,
if
it's
you'd
a
like.
joke. It's a
Love
joke.
me.
I'm sorry. I have to.
Mark the.
Damn, fuck. What have I done?
Worst take, Mark.
I have to, when I'm explaining movies to Trini, it's been like, it's never my opinion that convinces her. So it used to be like, oh, my siblings like it, and then it was like, oh, Kelly likes it, and so far I think the most consistent has been if Katie likes it, Trini will usually
Yeah.
like it.
That-
So
That's
because Katie likes Austin
Yeah.
Powers, that's the only reason Trini might watch Austin Powers.
It's even considering, yeah.
Well,
Katie
Katie
says
likes
she
it.
loves you, Kelly.
You too, Katie.
But if Katie likes it, you would like it. Okay,
Someone else to talk to.
it's undecided. We'll say it's
Where's
undecided
Roscoe?
if she's gonna watch Austin Powers or not.
Mosquito?
Is he in your
Is he
room?
there?
Okay.
No.
Roscoe. Hi, Duke.
I'm saying I
Um,
feel like I'm missing out because I don't have someone to talk to off screen.
Oh,
Okay, I'll move on to TV. I've been watching a lot of TV. I finished series 1 of Staged.
Yes.
So that was a lot of fun. David Tennant,
Good.
especially like both of them, but especially David Tennant is like such a sweet man. Like, I don't know, learning more stuff about him. He's great.
I'm glad you finally got to it.
Me too. It's really just a joy to watch. And speaking of joys to watch, I'm halfway through series 5 of Peep Show.
Ooh.
Kelly, you asked me about a character and if they had shown up yet, and the next episode I watched that character
And
showed
he's
up.
shown up.
And that episode particularly was extra good. Mark,
I'm
I
so
think
happy.
you would
She's
really
one of my favorites.
I think you would end up really liking this show too. It's
yeah,
out there.
that's one I need to watch.
Yes.
But no spoilers, but I'm having a good time with it. I caught up on The Boys today. I watched all 4 episodes and I wasn't like
You-
setting out to do that.
Do you like it? Mark tells me
I've
the
heard
ratings
mixed
are
reviews.
mediocre, or at least in the
Um,
7s.
From what I've
Which are-
heard, people on the far right are review bombing it because it's very
Oh.
blatantly like calling them dumbasses. Like
I see.
the
The
whole
whole
show.
point of the show from the beginning.
I think
It
it's
is, but it's like even more blatant
Yeah.
now and like in your face.
I was gonna say
And
the end of season 3, it started getting way more like
Yeah.
extremely obvious. But that's good to know. The only reason I thought it was getting like mixed reviews was because one person at work told me it was boring this season so far. So I thought it was just slow. I didn't realize it was like a far right thing.
Sorry, I'm a little distracted because one of our cats left a little poop right behind me.
Nice.
She's trying to clean it up.
DJ or Joan?
It was Joan. Joan, because we have this theory, because she's a Manx cat and like doesn't really have a tail. Something goes on back there with the nerve endings, and she like gets most of the poop in the litter box, and then leaves one little dingleberry
It's a
somewhere
power
in the
move.
house all
Yeah,
the time.
It's
Just
a power move.
trying to show you
I
who's
used to do that
boss.
as a kid too.
What?
Sometimes
true.
we'll find them standing like straight up, stuck to the floor.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's
this is
impressive.
like a stalagmite.
Wow.
Yes.
You're coming Saturday.
Okay,
Luke.
but-
You're showing up after that bullshit.
You want me to talk about stalagmites?
Cameron would find it funny.
Thank you.
Sorry about the boys. I found after 4 episodes, I'd find the quality exactly on par with
Okay.
previous
Okay.
seasons.
That's good to know.
Like it's
Good to know.
if you like the previous seasons, you're gonna like these ones.
Interesting.
You
Okay,
know,
good,
that's
good,
what
good
I
to
felt.
Heard about something that happens in episode 2 of this season, and hearing people who call it boring is wild after what I heard. So
I don't remember what happened in
think
what
it's
episode,
an excuse to be a dick. I think
but
it's where people say, "Oh no, my problem is this. It's not that," but really, it's just because their feelings are hurt. Because the show about making fun of them is making fun of them.
I found it very entertaining. I haven't found it boring at all. So much so that I watched 4 episodes
Good.
of
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
in one day, and I still have to watch. I watch like 1 episode a month of Shogun, because I have a problem. I watched the episode of House of the Dragon. Talk about things that I didn't. I was like, oh, okay, we're showing that we don't pull any punches on this show. Jesus Christ.
It was like one of those things of I'm very glad they didn't show, but
but
you could hear
You
it.
could hear it,
You could hear it.
but it's crazy, and it's gonna make like everything is worse. Everything is terrible.
Oh, it's
Everything's
gonna be
terrible.
terrible.
People are gonna
man.
get
And-
destroyed.
And guy kicked a dog, and that's not okay.
I told Luke that was worse
Yeah.
than the last part
Hey,
of, and he was
and
mad.
I-
He was
I-
mad at me. He was mad at me
No,
for saying that.
no. Okay, it was bad because they showed it. They showed it, but the other thing.
Told you, Luke. That's worse. What's worse, you know?
Okay, spoilers for House of the Dragon. What's worse, child murder or kicking
Hey,
a
but they
dog?
didn't
a
show
dog?
the child murder. They showed kicking the dog.
Mark, you should watch an episode of season 4 of Peep Show.
They kick a dog.
Kinda.
Worse.
No, they don't. No, they don't kick a dog. They do not kick a dog in that episode.
You kick a dog in a different.
In season 1, we
Oh,
don't
it's
see
season
it.
one. We don't see it.
many times.
Right.
All right, I'm in.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funnier in
It's
In
funnier than
context.
I finished watching Good Omens.
Nice.
Or I got caught up all the way, and it was a fun ride. And I'm glad there's still more, because if that was the ending, I don't know what I'd do with
Well,
myself.
they would never.
Mm-mm.
They would never.
Okay.
Neil would be killed.
Neil would
That's how they
be
ended it.
drawn and quartered.
Yeah.
Books. I finished reading Eyes of the Dragon and had a lot more fun with it than I thought I would. Not his most complex work. It's like after watching House of the Dragon, it is a very simple story, but it's a fun one. And it definitely like I know already that it ties into the Dark Tower, but there's so many things in it where I'm like, what's that gonna mean later? So that'll be fun because I've only read The Gunslinger.
You gotta read
nice.
some of that.
I know. I'm like
You can skip Wizard and Glass, honestly.
I
Actually, I
up
don't know
for it.
anything. I haven't read it.
I used to not read fantasy that much, but like I've been reading more fantasy and sci-fi, and I feel like I'm properly ready maybe to do Dark Tower.
I think you
stuff.
would like Drawing of the Three. Drawing of the Three is like a very Drawing of the Three just
I
feels like the
think-
introduction, to be honest.
Okay.
I think you'll like the character of Edwy. I was gonna say Edward.
Edwy, yeah.
Eddie.
Ed-
I think you like the
Eddie,
character of Edward.
I think
Yeah.
you will
Edward.
too. Yeah.
Okay.
I do think you'd like, and that one is a pretty quick read.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Drawing
good.
of the Three is, yeah.
I read it
The
in
Wastelands is a little longer.
2 days.
The longest
Whoa.
one is this. this really boring story. It's called Wizard and Glass.
Which is
so-
some people's which is some people's favorite. So I got it.
It's most people's. It's most people's favorite.
Okay, the book I'm currently reading, and I only have 50 pages left in, is Player Piano by Kurt Vonnegut. It's been good. It's his first novel, and like you can tell because it's much more like contained. Because later on he kind of just like
yeah
does
it's
whatever
more
the fuck.
contained.
Yeah. So it's so interesting. It's like he's much more in the confines of like normal novel structure. But I've been really enjoying it. Luke got this for me. Thank you, Luke. My next one's gonna be one that Mark and Trini got me. It's gonna be Chapter House Dune. I'm gonna finish off that Dune
Chapter
series.
House.
Chapter
You're on
House,
Chapter House.
dude.
That's my favorite title.
Yeah, me too.
Chapter House.
We had to get it.
Ever
House.
finished a
Chapter House.
series.
Right? It's weird because like
Ever.
even with Stephen King, where I've read so many, I like tried to tally it the other day, and there's still like 30 that I haven't read. And I'm just like,
Oh
oh,
my
I'm not even close.
Of all of his
Um,
books, though, that's crazy.
Right? Well, because
Reading
like
all of his.
I've read like probably 30. Probably read about 50% of his, which is like
Teach
already
me
feels
how
like
to
so
read.
much. That's over the course of
Art.
10 years. Jesus. Because I didn't really like read for fun until I was definitely like out of high school. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's it for me.
Nice,
Kelly.
Kelly.
Did everybody go?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. We showed Mark Cursed. Wasn't it amazing? Mark?
Yes. I like my favorite part. I don't know why that's my favorite part. It's when she's smelling blood and she's walking around. The way she's walking around, I don't know
That
why
was
that's
good.
so funny.
And then Mark and I watched the Lego Batman movie for Pride.
Yeah.
Happy
and
Pride.
then Happy Pride. No, it's you have to say it like Happy Pride.
Happy
Anyway,
birthday.
Happy Pride. And then we watched both Charlie's Angels, which are masterpieces, and nothing has ever gotten to that
Yeah.
criteria since.
Matt, have you seen them?
I have not had the pleasure.
You and Katie have to do a double feature because that shit
Yeah.
is
Double
They're
feature.
fucking
top shit. Like, it's
incredible.
actually might be the best movies ever made.
Specifically
Probably.
crafted for people like us.
Yeah.
I think that Charlie's Angels Full Throttle might be one of the best sequel names I've ever
Is it?
heard, so it's already got that working for it.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And then Luke and I showed Mark his very first Star Kid musical, which was the first Star Kid musical. A very
Oh,
popular musical.
Kelly, that reminds me.
Oh yes.
When I came back, I was like, telling Trini about all the stuff that we watch, and she knows like about their musicals and stuff. And
Yeah.
she was talking about the Aladdin one.
Twist.
Yeah, because her sister
That's-
was like really obsessed with it in like high school apparently or something. So
wow.
I was explaining to her and she knew what it was already. So I think she's
That's
seen
awesome.
it. So yeah.
That one is I think that one is the highest rated on IMDb.
Oh,
so
really?
That's some people's favorites. So once we get there.
Does that one have an F slur?
Sounds just
Yes,
Who's to
stop
say?
it.
That was so uncalled for.
It made no sense in context. Out of all of the things.
That was the most
all of the
that was the
people
most
that
rewound
should have
part.
been called that in the musical.
That was the most watched part.
It was the most.
Because I'm sure people did what we did and had to do a double take.
I could not
But-
believe he said that out of nowhere.
Okay, then we watched They Came Together. We've talked enough about it.
What's your
Then-
favorite
Is
part?
there this one part?
It's a really good movie though. And then Luke and I showed Mom and Dad Weird, the Al
Whoa!
Yankovic
Oh,
story.
how'd they feel about that?
Also, they loved it. Also,
Yes.
that was one where when me, Luke, and Mark first watched it, Dad walked by and probably stood in that doorway for like 5 minutes just watching it. So we
That's
knew.
how you know a movie's good.
Yes. So, they loved it, and that's also a masterpiece. And then last night I watched Behind the Mask. Oh, also, this is because we were just talking about Michael Sheen. Mom and Dad are watching Prodigal Son.
They
Um,
are.
And you know how
Michael
there are
Sheen.
actors that like they just like mom and dad, like whenever they talk about it, it's just like, oh, they're really good, like Walt and
Yeah,
Goggins, and it always just
Yes.
makes me so happy. That is Michael Sheen now. Whenever
Yeah.
like we talk about Michael Sheen, they're like, holy shit, he's so good, because also everything they've seen him in, because they've also seen him in Good Omens and Stage, he's just completely different and makes me
Have
so
they-
happy. They love him so much.
Have they seen him in Tron Legacy?
No, or I have to show them the Twilights.
Yes,
I
you
have to
do.
watch Breaking Dawn Part 1 with them.
Yay!
A
A lot of chess in that one.
chest.
They play a lot of chess. in that
Chess.
No, there's a lot of chess.
There's
one.
a
And
lot.
there's a lot of chess.
That movie may be the most uncomfortable movie I've ever seen in my life, and you guys know the type of shit I like to watch.
It's quite uncomfortable.
You know, Luke and I are learning how to
It's not
play
meant
chess
to-
against each other.
Yeah, that's
Really?
right. I do. I do. We do. The bishop, the knights, the horsey.
Who's
And
better?
and by
Yeah.
no, and by
You're
that
like
The
Ron.
knights and the horsey.
The knight and the horsey.
by me and Luke learning to play against each other, I mean one of us watches while the other one plays Tony and gets destroyed immediately.
But are you learning the rules?
I
Yes,
forget
we
them
know
every.
all the
We only play once a week, if that, because we didn't even play
I know
this
how
week.
they all
So
move.
I
Oh,
don't.
is
I
it
don't
on
know.
Gambit?
I
Does
don't know.
this.
I don't know.
Yeah. Why don't you try the Queen's Gambit?
I tried to move the pawn that way, and I don't know what to do after.
Sign
Yeah.
us chess pieces.
Ooh.
I want to be the knight, except I'm not.
Yeah. Watch yourself.
Just because it's a horsey, but it is a horsey.
It is a horsey, so I'm gonna give myself the
based
knight
on the
because it
moves
also
that they
moves in
can
an
do.
L. It moves in an L, and that's my first
That's
name.
that's you, boo.
So I'm the knight.
I will be the rook.
Oh,
You'll be the
okay.
rook.
It's just a castle. I don't know.
It's the
Can I be the
protector. It's the
bishop?
protector on the
I
flank.
wanted the bishop.
No.
You guys can be both bishops.
No, that's not how it works.
Kelly,
I
this
want to
isn't-
be the hot priest.
Kelly, this
My
isn't just.
thing.
This isn't
Mark,
just
you can be
'cause
the
you're a-
king.
Who's
could be the
the
king.
queen?
You.
Oh.
I was gonna say not just because you're a girl. But you're
Yeah,
the
what
queen.
the fuck?
'Cause the queen can move like all over the place, and it's kind of chaotic. Like,
Does whatever she wants.
Okay.
Like I think you would like that piece because it just
I do
goes
like that
crazy.
because no rules, and rules make things boring. What can the bishop do?
Diagonal.
It's just diagonal.
I like it.
It's a little phallic. You know what I'm saying? Speaking.
With a cross
Or-
on
Yes,
top.
thinking of this movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Good one, good one.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not done.
Oh my god.
Okay. For dinner, Mom, Dad, and we finished season 2 of Invincible, which I believe I'm the
Ah.
only one
Yeah.
who's watched
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
far.
I watched
Wait
two
a second.
episodes. I've seen 2 episodes.
Matt, have you seen any?
No.
Okay, I haven't either. I was gonna say it would be
Okay.
weird if I was the only one that hadn't seen any
Yeah.
episodes.
I'm with you.
It's weird that I
Yeah.
Yeah.
am the
Yeah.
one who's seen all.
Was
of
it good?
season 2, because it was really good, and
Okay.
it's because I watched it with Mom and Dad for dinner, and now we're watching Pushing Daisies.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
We started
Yes.
it when Luke was down,
Oh, wow.
which is just so good, and it's so the type of stuff that Mom and Dad like, and it makes me so happy because
Kelly.
it's like, you know how Dad's like favorite movie is Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yes.
After
Yeah.
the first episode, he was like, "This reminds me of it."
Kelly.
Really?
Yeah.
Dad's
I've never
favorite
seen-
character is Olive.
Ooh.
I think it's
who
Olive.
is his-
Or is it
that's a great guess.
Digby the
Af-
dog?
It might be Emerson. I think Emerson
Yeah.
is Mom's favorite, but I love all of. Honestly, I like all of his dads. You know what? Especially after, because we just watched episode 4. She's so chaotic in that episode.
Yeah.
I think you really like.
Digby Dad's favorite. Yeah.
I like that. I think Mom's is Emerson.
That makes sense.
Okay, so we're watching Pushing Daisies, which is really, really good. Okay. I watch so much TV. Okay, guys. I did it.
You
I
finished.
I finished. My life is over. What
Your
do I
life's
do
work is
without
completed.
Peep Show? I finished Peep Show. It took me over a week to watch the final episode because I couldn't get myself to do it, but I
Oh.
finally did it. It's what do I do without Peep Show? It's fine. But it's so good, and I rewatched 4 seasons with Luke, and I can't wait for you guys to just see all the bullshit that happens. Oh my god, it was so good. It was such a good ending. The last episode is called "Are We Going to Be All Right?"
Oh,
And I knew
With
Luke,
those
I
two?
knew with those two.
Oh.
I know levels of best friendism and soulmateism that have never been seen before in that show.
That reminds me. Sorry, go ahead, Matt. First, go.
oh, just your review of the whole show. I like it when they're nice to each other. I feel that.
That was your, I didn't read it because I didn't want to see anything, but that's good.
I didn't put a
That's-
if I don't put a
yeah.
spoiler, you can read my peep show reviews.
Yeah. That's what I do. I click and see if
Luke?
there's a spoiler.
Luke got 2 things spoiled for him in season 4
Major
because he
things.
clicked on the spoiler.
Oh, I know what one of them is. I think I might know what both of them are.
But I finished today. I was supposed to be doing an essay today, but I didn't. And instead, oh my god, how many times do I have to tell you guys to watch Interview with the Vampire for you to finally fucking watch Interview with the Vampire? So, I did what I normally do because I have a problem way back when it came out in 2022. Whoa, I just said that full year. I said that year's like full maiden name. Where I watched all of the episodes except for the last one because I have a problem where I loved it. So, season 2 is airing right now, and so this past week I've rewatched all of season 1, including finally the finale. And holy shit, guys! Holy shit! And just now, before our podcast, I watched the first episode of season 2, and it is so good. I'm not joking. You guys need to watch it. It's really good. And it's like, so the first season is like the first half of the book, and so for season 2, we're into where they're in Europe with the theater of vampires. And because of the timeline of the show, it's like right after World War II when they're there. It's really good. And I'm so excited because Armand is finally here and he's such a bitch.
Yeah.
He's serving so much cunt for better or for worse.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health, he will serve that goddamn cunt. Okay. I'm sweating. Is that it? I think that's it. You guys need to watch it. I need to talk to you guys about it. It is so good.
Putting it on
And
the
season
list.
2 is gonna be fucking wild. I already know. I only watched 1 episode. It was so good.
I've only heard good things about season 2 especially. I heard it's really good.
There are like 2 episodes left of season 2, but I've only watched 1.
Okay.
Did I tell
Yeah,
you guys about?
It started.
You know how I bought Interview with a Vampire? I think I only told Luke this.
Yes.
I
knew you bought it.
So I bought this copy, right? So it's like a
Nice.
it's like a 90s version of it, and I found one that
Yeah.
was like, oh, it's the same, like there's a sequel that was like the same font and whatever, and I thought it was the second book. But it was the 6th book because it's the Vampire
no.
Armand and not the Vampire Lestat. So I have
Oh,
the
that's
Vampire Armand of like the same top.
That's amazing.
So I have the 1st and the
That's
6th
beautiful.
book now, and so
That's awesome.
now I'm gonna have to find all of them in the same.
Yes. Oh, you wanna see
I bought it without looking into it at all. I was like, oh, that's the second one because I
That's
knew
the
the
second one, right?
Vampire blank was the
That's
second
very
book.
funny.
Didn't realize there's 2 different ones with the same names like that. So, whoops.
it?
That's really
You're a
funny.
dumbass. You want to see my copy?
Yeah.
It's so
Yes.
pretty.
Oh, I saw that
It's
one. That's a
bold.
good one. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Love the
I like-
font.
I know. Look at it. I think you would all like it.
I
So,
think so too.
I need to watch
I'll
it.
watch
too. Yeah.
I've said my piece, and now I have to pee.
Nice.
And now you say your P.
And now I have to say my pee. Goodbye.
Okay. I had something that I forgot to mention that Trini and I have been watching, and it's like a slow watch, because like it's not like we're binging through it. It's because we are still doing.
Yeah.
We have Gravity Falls when we go to bed. We're still watching the originals. We're watching that slower too. But we've been watching a couple episodes of Psych as well.
Ooh, nice.
So
oh,
but-
don't get Luke started.
we're in season 2 because we watched season 1 a
That's what
while
I'm talking
ago.
about.
Nice.
Oh
You're in
my
season 2?
god. Yeah. Like we watched season 1 like over a year ago. And it wasn't that we stopped because of any reason. I think we took a break from Vampire Diaries, watched the season, and then yeah. So we're trying not to be like. I think both of us have felt before when we're like, okay, we're gonna watch like just Vampire Diaries. We're like, okay, I'm like, I would get fatigued, and so like we're kind of just whatever we're feeling. We kind of have like a rotation of like Gravity Falls goes on, Bluey goes on, Psych or like originals. So, but the one going to bed recently, if we have like, oh, we're just going into the room, has been Psych, that I put on. It's good
Mark,
stuff.
if
It's
it makes-
getting really dumb.
That's the best. If it makes you feel better, we do the same thing.
Yeah.
Where like we'll get burnt out on something if we don't like cycle through. So like
Yeah.
we switch up like that.
Yeah.
The one that we've been kind of doing that with is watching random episodes of Family Guy, and let me tell you, some stuff holds up, and a lot of stuff does not at all.
My favorites
I'm
growing up
disappointed.
were Brian and Stewie episodes by far. I
Yeah.
would just pick and choose those. Or those
Let
still
me-
the best.
Funny enough, we don't watch those. Katie definitely doesn't like those. The
Ha!
ones where like
Those are the
one-
ones I would only choose when I was a kid. I didn't like the. I like the other ones were fine, but I always chose the other ones.
when it's one that like changes the format, it's like a no go for her. She wants, you
Oh.
know.
Those were
Um,
always my
And let me tell you, when they just do like just dumb stuff, it's pretty funny. When it's like there's some stuff in there that's like really not funny in like a very not cool
Yeah.
way. And so sometimes we get to those and we like look at each other and we're like,
Yeah,
well, let's leave this one in the past.
I
huh?"
respect it, and I'm also disappointed in both of you.
Thank
Mark.
you.
Mark, you're an American Dad gal.
No,
compared
not
to a Family
anymore. I
Guy
mean, I
gal.
used to be, but I'm a South Park girly, to be
Okay,
clear.
Oh, okay.
South Park girlies for
Good
days.
options. Matt, have you been watching Family Guy?
We've been
Is that what
watching
this
random
is about?
episodes here and there, yes.
Hey,
It's
Matt,
okay.
I will say there are parts that are funny where it's like just dumb, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well,
that's
that's
what
why
I'm
it's-
saying is I respect you. Also, when you're with
Like-
like a partner and you're watching something and it's like that, I think it's that the like acknowledging like ooh,
Yeah.
and then just
We both look at each
Yeah.
other and we're like, oh, that one was bad.
yeah.
I think
And if it
my
gets-
favorite. Yes.
No, go ahead.
My favorite joke as a kid was when Peter was like, "Do you know that ring you always wanted? Well, I bought
Oh,
you
here's
a
a
horse."
That's pretty
Like,
good.
I like that one. I bought you a
Sometimes-
horse.
Sometimes there are whole episodes where most of the jokes are like that, where it's just dumb, and I'm like, this is
Yeah.
funny. And then there are other episodes where it's like, no, thank you, let's skip.
All right, Kelly, you ready to do behind the mask?
Yeah. TROLD.
I hate when you do that. I just hate it. Kelly, you want to give a quick recap?
Me
What?
coming through, am I?
What?
Oh, there you are.
Now you are.
Making some great jokes, and you guys weren't responding to them.
I didn't hear what you said. I'm so sorry.
I don't know how to recap this movie.
Wait, what is this movie?
It's a movie, man.
But is
What's
it a movie?
the name?
What do you mean?
Or is it a movie within a movie about a movie?
I don't think it's that deep.
Well, canonically in this movie, every horror icon
Is
lives in the
real.
same universe, including Chucky.
Yes. You guys understand why I didn't want you to look up anything about it before
Yes.
watching?
Yeah, I was
Also,
pretty
this-
shocked.
This is the first time I picked a movie that I hadn't seen yet, so I didn't know I already liked. And I think it worked out really well
you
because
picked
I
well,
loved
yeah.
this movie.
This movie was very
Okay.
funny.
The description says, the next great psycho horror slasher has given a documentary clue exclusive access to his life as he plans his reign of terror over the sleepy town of Glen Echo, all the while deconstructing.
It's okay.
It wasn't even bad. It's just the way you
It
paused.
wasn't bad. You paused.
the pause. Deconstructing the conventions and
Yes.
archetypes of the horror genre for them. My entire life, I've wanted to say archetypes.
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 Archetypes. I understand.
That's wrong.
It's
It's archetype.
I
Mm.
think there's
I
a
believe that.
archetypes.
There's an E,
know.
and sometimes E's are silent.
That's a true factual statement. Continue.
That was it.
No further questions. You okay?
Luke,
Continue talking.
thoughts on this movie?
Yeah, Luke.
I
What are your
really
thoughts?
like this movie.
I knew you
I
did.
really
You
liked
knew
this movie. I very much did. I'm gonna wait till Mark gets back fully because we watched it together. But I really liked it. Mockumentary stuff is my jam. I really liked that. But
Hey.
I was gonna Mark watching it together when we both realized how dumb it was. Like at a certain point, my favorite joke: Paradise Lost.
That was so good.
I was more confused at that part than like laughing, and Luke was laughing so hard that I
It
was
was
just
the
like,
funniest thing in the world.
What?
Holy shit.
um,
That's my favorite. Mark, watching stuff with you when something is so funny that you're just baffled by it that you don't even laugh. It's my favorite.
like
when
the
you
Bubby
go,
part.
that is so stupid.
Like
That's
the,
my favorite.
Yeah, that's the Bubby part. If I've ever seen it, I did not laugh. I was staring at you guys at first, like, what the fuck is
You're
happening?
staring
And
at
then I
us
started
laughing.
laughing because Luke was laughing, and you're disgusting for laughing at that.
Guys, life is just
When Luke was laughing, like we weren't.
Oh no, Kelly, the second time when I watched it, I was laughing just as hard as him, but I have to make fun of Luke for laughing at it.
Luke is sick.
Yeah, Luke's fucking disgusting. But
That's
I feel like when
Fuck.
now Kelly, I would say because I didn't look up anything about this movie, and typically your picks are more towards the like. I was thinking it was gonna be like what's the movie we watched before this? For you?
Baker Nightmare Maker?
Yes, I was thinking it was
Yes.
gonna be like that because like Behind the Mask, the name of it, and AMC Plus. I thought it was gonna be like that. So when
Yeah.
Luke was like, "Oh, it's a mockumentary," and I was like, "Okay, well, Luke, when you said that, I thought it was just like like it was just kind of like not explaining it well. I thought it was gonna be like a fake documentary, and they were just using the term mockumentary. I did not realize what this movie was gonna be. So when it was the same thing when Luke and I realized it, I just started getting stupid so fast. And Leslie is just like chilling all the time, like just being so fucking dumb.
Is so every one of his deliveries is so spot on. It's amazing. Is it Nathan
Yes.
Basil? Is that how you would say his last name? There's an
I
E
don't
in
know.
there.
He's usually
so
silent,
good.
so.
So true, exactly.
So true.
Thank you, Mark. I
When he
am
was
the
like,
I invented
he was-
language.
he was like, when they come up here to knock boots, I'm gonna be in the closet because it represents the womb.
Oh, the womb, yes.
Of the womb. So does that mean you're pro-life, Leslie?
And then he was like,
the part that I specifically thought about you was his voiceover narration. He went, "It's gonna scare the poop
yeah,
out of
yeah,
you."
I laughed very hard.
He did.
So how would a double feature of this and Lake Mungo be?
Oh,
Okay.
oh my god.
It actually, what would be more surreal, watching like Mungo first?
After
or
watching it after, I feel like it would be
After.
just it's such a downer. Like you'd
Yeah.
be riding a high and
The
then
movie's
just
such a downer.
such a downer, bro.
It would make me feel bad about laughing at the movie before it. I'd be
Yeah.
like, you don't deserve to be happy.
But
Shut up.
but watching it after, you just not feel like you should be allowed to laugh. So that'd be
Exactly.
Or
worse.
you would watch it after to alleviate the pain.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know. Maybe Lake Mungo's funny. I haven't seen it.
It's
Maybe
That's
find
one
it
way to
funny.
look at it.
You would find it just hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Hilarious.
Yeah, like that
Just a
backyard
bunch of
picture.
yucks.
You know what I mean? Like
That
just
backyard
laughing,
picture.
just laughing the whole time.
knee slapper.
Her in the window.
Guys, this movie was so fucking dumb, in like the best possible way. Like, just I love that they don't explain like how they know or that like I love that they don't explain because it's like we just know that he's a killer and we're gonna follow him around, right? Like, and that they're just like good with it, and they're good with it throughout the whole thing, knowing it's gonna happen. But then once he kills someone that they think, or he does, but not there, whatever, like in that bedroom, then they're like, guys, this is serious. And it's like, you've been following him around the whole time knowing he was gonna
It's-
do this.
It's also funny because he supposedly killed the librarian, but they
Yeah.
didn't give a shit about
Yeah.
that.
They also helped him with the brick for.
Oh, it's awesome.
With the
They're
string.
just so
the
with
brick
it
with the
until the
string.
end.
That was good.
I knew that this was a comedy, but I didn't know what kind of comedy it was. I did not know it was stupid until like 9 minutes in the Turtles. I was like, okay.
No, no,
That-
Kelly,
oh, that
yes,
was
it the
confusing.
turtles.
Yes.
It was the
Tough Star when you
turtles
think about
Yes.
it.
that I laughed at.
Oh, I only
course
do
you
pets I
did.
can eat.
Yeah. Oh my god.
When he picked them up, and he was like, "I'm terrible at taking care of these guys."
And then when Herschel from The Walking Dead
Yes.
is in the deprivation tank for 3 days.
Fully buried. Fully. Like. In a
Also,
suit. In a suit.
Yeah. Supposedly, I read a trivia that he's implied to be Billy from Black Christmas.
Oh,
Is he?
really?
The timeline matches out when he said that he did his thing, but also the impression I got of Billy is he's more kind of rocking in the corner than the conscious being that Eugene was, but hey.
Being buried in the ground for 3 days.
Oh, another thing, one of my favorite lines. What are we doing? Eugene is in a tank. Eugene
The
is in a
beginning of
tank.
this scene is when she goes, "So where are we going?" And he goes, "To visit 2 of my best friends." It's so funny.
There's so many things about this. When I had heard about this movie a long time ago, but all I knew was that it was mockumentary and about like a serial killer. I was expecting it to be like making
And,
jokes, but like
Oh.
yeah, like I was expecting like the killer to be very serious and the jokes to come from like how serious he was. And then he showed up looking like Dane Cook and just being a silly little guy.
Dane
Like
Cook-
Dane
the
Cook.
Dane Cook.
Dane Cook? Let me
His
hold
soul
on
patch,
a second.
his soul patch was screaming Dane Cook to me. I
It
don't
was.
know.
I don't know. His voice sounded like
Yeah.
someone to me. I don't know if it was Adam Scott, but it might. Sometimes
No,
he sounded a little
Kelly,
bit like Adam
Kelly,
Scott.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know who it was, but it did the same thing.
Did
Okay.
Same.
did it happen to sound like Dane Cook to you?
Dane Cook.
I'm gonna
Dane
be
Cook?
honest. He might have been before my time.
He
I
was
definitely
know of
before
the
your
name.
time.
Dane
He was
Cook,
before
but
my
I don't
time.
know if I've seen
Yes.
anything with
He-
him. And
He was before my time as well.
He
Luke, have
was
you
like
seen
it was
anything?
Matt's time. I was like the back end of your time. I think, Matt.
Even like I was on the back end of that. It was like he did his really popular movies in the mid 2000s when I was like I don't know like between 10 and 14.
But
so,
wasn't
like,
he like hot
Oh.
shit with the stand-up comedy
When-
for a second? Like
he was in like the mid to like 2006 or
yeah,
something.
and then
to
people realized
2010.
like he wasn't that funny, and then it just dropped off.
he's just loud.
not like
Yeah.
him? Okay.
Well, it's just
it's
that, like,
not. Yeah, I don't think he
Hey,
did
I'm a
anything.
defender. Loud means funny.
so
I'm proof.
I don't think he's like problematic. He's not like offensive. It's just where it's like, hey, if I'm loud, it'll be funnier, kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
like,
not
okay.
sure what. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe he actually is not funny, and maybe it is offensive. But like, I know people didn't like Good Luck Chuck, and that was the start of his downfall or something like that.
But he's
Yeah,
but
that's
he's
fair.
he's Dusty Crop Hopper from Planes.
He is.
I
He
know.
is.
Is he really?
So think on that.
Wherever
Also,
they
I
found
have seen him in something. I have.
what?
Planes.
Planes.
Workaholics.
Oh,
What?
In
Oh.
Workaholics.
Just one episode.
naturally.
That's gonna be our next show after Peep Show. Please,
Probably.
workaholics.
It's on the same wavelength.
Give me more workaholics.
What?
Luke,
Why are you a Workaholics fan?
I was the. He watched one episode with me. What
Luke,
episode did you
wait,
see?
Luke, you
Luke
watched
just
Orphan
did.
Black, and you did not mention it, did you?
I watched Orphan Black. I totally forgot. Yes, I'm on
Oh.
season 2. Tatiana
Nice.
Maslany, the best actresses of all time. That's another
Plural.
actor that, like Michael Sheen, that Kelly was saying, that mom and dad. That I'll just mention Tatiana Maslany, and mom and dad are like, ooh.
Yeah.
And then they start mentioning all of the roles. And she is very good, very, very
You know
good.
who's like the actor for Dad? that he'll just
Mhm.
start talking about if someone mentions it.
Pedro Pascal.
What was his name?
Yeah,
That's one of them.
Dane
that
Cook.
one guy.
Dane Cook.
Cook.
That one guy.
That's hilarious. From what show?
Christoph Waltz.
From what?
Christoph Waltz.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
he's-
yes. Really? That's so funny.
Yeah.
He starts talking about
Good
how good of an
actor.
actor he is. he
Dude,
loves that guy.
Got a couple of Oscars to prove it too.
Yep.
Speaking
Yep.
of people who need Oscars, where did they find our man here? Like he's
Nathan
so perfect.
Basil, I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
He's so perfect.
incredible, because also he's legitimately scary in scenes.
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
because
Yes.
he's so silly goofy, boy. And then, but when,
Boy.
like, even before the whole killing montage, when she went to go talk to Kelly,
Yeah.
and he got
He
mad at
was
her, that was
scary.
Yes.
legitimately scary. Like, he
Yes.
was able to do both so well. They got the perfect guy for this. I
Also,
think
Robert
that he-
Englund.
Oh
know,
yeah, as
Loomis,
playing
Loomis.
a
basically.
character named
Yes.
Doc Halloran.
Yeah.
Do you think I almost wish they would have like kept his name out of like the front credits so I could have just been like
Yeah.
shocked when
Robert-
I
yeah.
saw him?
Yeah.
But it's still fun to see his name pop up and go like, "What the hell? What are you doing here?" Oh, and when they showed the house on Elm Street, did you see who the resident was?
Oh,
No.
Jason.
Yes,
Oh,
Kane
yeah.
Hodder,
Kane Hodder.
who
Really?
he played him in the New Blood through Jason X.
That's cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and the librarian.
yeah, where
It was from Poltergeist.
Oh,
I knew
I seen her from
I'd seen her
something.
from
Really
somewhere.
cool.
Yes.
It was the voice for me. I was
Yeah,
like, I know
yeah.
that voice. That's Poltergeist. Yeah.
That
um,
That's- that they were-
them just starting immediately being like Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers. I looked at Luke. I was like, "What the fuck is this movie?" Like immediately, they're just like, "This is all in the same universe," and Leslie Vernon is also in the same universe. He's
So
the next
funny.
one.
so funny to change his name and not make it something scarier. Like his
Just
name is
the
Leslie Mancuso, and it's just
Oh my god.
it's like
I thought it was so funny though when he was like, his name is Leslie Mancuso. He is from Reno, Nevada. Oh well, I think that in and of itself, there's someone, Frank Mancuso
That sounds
that
right.
sounds familiar. Yes.
in the horror. But yeah, Leslie Vernon is like 10 times scarier. Well, yeah, because the fake backstory. And also, yeah, they were like, yeah, that's all a lie. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, they moved on pretty quick.
Okay, because then also at the end it was like he's just a man, but in the end credits, no, he's not a man because then
no,
he woke
hey,
up.
because it was fire proof.
Because fire,
Big
oh,
butt.
because it's like a phoenix, where it's like
Yes.
from the ashes reborn. Now he's not the man; he's the legend, Leslie.
He's the
Vernon.
Leslie.
Kelly, Frank
like a-
Mancuso
okay.
was the CEO of Paramount.
Oh, okay.
Paramount.
Mm-hmm.
That also.
Um,
Give me. Let me do some research.
that
Got
might be
you
the
there,
wrong
Mark.
Mancuso we're talking about.
I think I
Um,
left the hardest at the womb part, like that it
The
represents the
womb's
womb.
crazy.
And
then the
and
birth
then
canal.
It was the birth
where's the
canal.
birth canal? Was the when they're walking out? Where was that? They're walking out somewhere.
It was the apple orchard. Let's go to the
The
apple
apple
orchard.
Apple orchard, yes. Was like the birth canal.
He said it was like girly parts.
Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
The part that I'm glad I was watching with Luke was when he was talking about everything being phallic, and because Luke and I were just like looking at each other like, what the fuck is happening at this point? Like, I don't know if I would have even laughed that much if I was by myself, but because Luke and I were just giving each other that look of like, I don't even know what's happening anymore, I found it funny.
He pronounces the. There's a scene in Wanderlust with Paul Rudd from They Came Together.
Game to get Paul right.
Well. Okay, so when he says cock, he says it, and he like enunciates.
Just
Yeah.
really hard.
Release it.
Yeah.
There's a scene in Wanderlust that's just that, but like extended for like 5 minutes.
I don't remember this.
When he's in the mirror, talking to himself in the mirror.
Okay.
Mark,
Anyway,
I think him talk about it being phallic part is really funny to me too, because I feel like every analysis of horror movies I've ever seen, especially like Alien, talks so much about how phallic things are.
It was just more like
Taylor's response.
you ever watch a movie with Luke and neither one of you laugh, but you like give the side eye of like,
It was every James
and then
Bond
you start
movie.
and then you start laughing. Yeah, that was what was happening during that part. When you know Luke
All of
wants to
Roger
laugh
Moore's.
because he laughs at stuff that's fucking disgusting sometimes and stupid.
I feel like you're projecting.
It's me. It was me.
whoa, whoa.
No, because her response was, "So you're pro-life and a chauvinist." And it was just so
Oh, yes.
straightforward.
That seemed almost improv. Like Luke, you
It
mentioned
felt
it
like
looked
improv.
improv. Yeah.
Well, because I thought like when she said the pro-life thing, then he was silent. Like I don't know, like
Staring at her.
because I also wanted to think that Paradise Lost joke was improv,
was
that he just
so
sounded it in the
funny.
scene.
He probably did.
Found it. The voice on the phone in Black Christmas, the original Black Christmas, the scary ass voice on the phone. That
Scariest
voice
movie
is of Nick Mancuso.
That's
So
the
that is
reference.
also-
okay. That's funny.
That is the scariest
God.
movie of all time.
That character of what was his name, Eugene?
Eugene and Jamie.
I'm glad, Luke, you recognized it was Herschel, because I
Mark
brought
did.
it up.
Well,
Mark
we
did?
recognized
Okay.
him, but Mark looked it up because we couldn't.
I had said when I was down in Sierra Vista, I forgot you guys hadn't watched it yet, and then brought Kelly. I was like, oh, I just saw someone from The Walking Dead in something recently, and it was that. He was really funny because he just
Yeah.
seemed like they were just like he's just like an old retired guy
Yeah.
just doing his thing,
And
talking
that's
about how he used to
Billy.
kill people. Yeah.
That's Dylan.
I supposedly it's what the trivia said.
I liked when they were hugging before he went and did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
At one point too, right after the door, was it? Right after the brick door thing? And they were like, give me a high five. No, you give me a bow. It was like, you get
Oh.
a hug.
I laughed really hard at something Todd said because it was
Oh.
like something that he hadn't spoken at all, and then he was just like, "Oh yes."
The thing that made Todd annoyed the shit out of me for
Oh,
most of the
awful.
movie, except in the library before the gross shit. When he was like, he's like a little monkey.
Yeah, yeah, that was
That
good.
was good.
Oh, the library? So funny. It's for them to film the whole thing with Robert Englund like an actual
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
And he
The
has
crash
killed
zoom.
the librarian, gotten shot, and then goes outside and is like a giddy kid. Like,
Oh.
oh
Yeah.
my god, it went so well. Did you see that?
My favorite thing, movies that just don't give a shit. He got shot, no indication that he got shot, and then when he visits Eugene and Jamie, they're like, well, you got shot, how is that? And he's like, oh, it's fine.
Nope.
You're just like, it didn't happen. Yeah.
And never comes back.
That's so funny.
The fact that he has to do so much cardio to be able to
Keep
like
up.
go fast when feeling like he's when looking like he's walking.
Okay, but his costume and character design is legitimately fucking terrifying
It's pretty scary.
to me. Like,
It is,
imagine
yeah.
looking out your window and seeing that. It's
I
scarier than
imagine.
like real horror movie slashers to me. Because it is just like some guy.
Kelly, when you described that time that you were in the woods and that guy was chasing you, this is the kind
the
of person I
tractor?
imagine. Yep.
The overalls, yeah,
Yeah.
and his mask with like the.
Mm-hmm.
It's legitimately
It
fucking
is scary.
terrifying.
It's well done.
It's really well done, and like his makeup before he put on the mask too, behind the mask.
Yeah.
He
When
looked like the
started
Batman.
crying.
Yeah.
I like that.
It was just like Christmas for him.
I like that found footage movies typically are like the low budget, right? But like you can tell they put a lot of effort into the library scene
Mhm.
and the end scene. Like, and that end part is actually fairly long. Like of
Yeah,
it
Yeah, it's
being like
half an
legitimately
hour.
well filmed, and it was like
I was gonna.
not that it wasn't before, but you know, mockumentary like found footage is
Yeah.
very different. So like I thought they did quite a good job where that could have come off like cheesy if they didn't do it very well, but I thought they did it very well.
I was gonna ask how you guys felt about the change from found footage to then us watching it play out like it was in a movie.
I liked it.
Because I don't know if I've seen something else like that where it changed
Late Night with
so
the Devil.
drastically. No,
Oh.
because
That's
yeah,
what
because
they're-
the
yeah.
inside of his.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so right. Oh, that movie's so good.
I agree because at first when it happened, I was like, huh, this is kind of like feels like it's breaking rules, right? Because it's just switched. But like, I also don't really care because like this movie, I don't know the whole vibe it gives off. You're not supposed to like. That's not something you should care about.
Yeah.
And also, it's like they started the first scene of the movie was
true.
it filmed
Well,
like a movie
and the library.
and the
like,
library. So
yeah.
then you can cap it off with that, and it feels true to what the movie's trying to do, I guess.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I
liked
just thought
it.
it was interesting for the last half hour
Yeah.
to be like that. I think it's a cool decision.
I think it's cool too because it
Because
also
then
puts you.
they're in it, you know?
Yeah, it makes you
Yes.
feel like they've been put in their own movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the parts
Yeah.
that was like legitimately scary was like when he went out of the womb, the closet, to kill them. The noises that were being
Yeah.
made, like
Oh.
if, like
it was bad.
putting myself in the scenario of
If
just
you
like
were there.
oh my god, like
Right.
that was terrifying to hear. Like, and then he just comes back in like nothing happened, and like the way he's just like, oh, it's all good. Like that was actually like so scary to me. That was probably one of the scariest parts. Was just like the noises that are happening. And he just comes back in like it's all good.
And he's like, "Why are you freaked out?"
Yeah.
What?
Uh-oh. Someone needs to say something. Kelly, I saw Kelly look up, and I was like, she's not going to say anything after that.
One person who's always talking.
But we rely on you to keep this podcast going.
No, you know what?
This is your movie.
It's actually true. Like Mungo, you weren't here and it lasted 52 minutes.
That's
Compared
no, it had
to
nothing to do with
2.5
technical
hours.
difficulties.
Which one was technical? Oh, wait, no, it
That
wasn't.
was like
what
Mungo.
What
It was 52 minutes.
Ooh, that one being technical
is-
difficulties makes sense.
Yeah,
Never really thought of that. Did
yeah,
you? Did you, Luke? She was.
I did.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say you would have said something like, "Internet was working today." Did it cut
Yeah.
out today at all for you?
It
Boring.
cut out for about 2 minutes
Interesting.
or a minute and a half.
Interesting.
Like, but that's usual.
Did
Or
you
it cut
guys
out.
know that the actress who played Taylor? Is that her
Home
name?
Alone.
Yeah, she's in Home Alone.
I think she says the French thing.
Oh,
She's
the
the little
friend-
French girl.
Yes.
That's it.
In his like
I-
flashbacks, I think she's that girl.
I think they play
cool.
off of each other so fucking well
They
in this
do.
movie.
They really
I think
do.
both of them did such a good job.
I think the first indication to me, because like I knew it was supposed to be like a funny movie. I think the first indication, like when they're like at the house and he's like running around things, and then he's kind of just like out,
Then
and
he just-
he's like, "Hey, just messing with you."
Yeah.
You're like, "Oh."
Then they go in and they're like, "Can we put a mic on you?" And he's just fucking around with something. He's like, "Oh yeah, sure." It's like,
And
okay.
he's just like, he's so charming. It's
Yes,
like disarming.
he really
You're like, I was expecting you to be a weirdo. I mean,
just
he's a
silly
weirdo,
little
but
guy.
in a silly little way.
He's just a silly little guy. Who can blame a silly little guy for being a silly
He's so
little
crazy.
guy?
He's just so crazy.
He's stupid. He doesn't know. It's not his fault. Leave him alone.
To think about his whole plan being this too, like he set it up from the get go,
Yeah.
and it
He
all
was
worked
playing
out
the
according to
chess.
yes, that was actual chess. He could
At
beat
a
Tony
s-
at no. Him and Tony
No,
could
This
beat
is,
at
no,
chess.
no,
this is a
Nobody could beat.
nitpick thing.
Yeah.
One nip. I wish they didn't have in dialogue them saying that she was the final girl, and it
'Cause
would
it was-
just let her be the final girl because it
Yeah.
was also obvious.
I was
Also,
gonna
wait,
say-
wait, sorry, Survivor
Yeah.
girl. Sorry, it's an industry term.
That was good. I also I like that he got excited that there was Ahab. Is that
Oh,
what-
the
Oh, there was an
Ahab.
Ahab.
I liked that he was like so excited and they were like congratulating him after he had just gotten shot from him.
Supposedly.
Yeah, I like that because just to think about all the movies where, well, mostly it's Halloween, where it's like
Yeah,
Loomis
he's just
stops
straight up
him
Loomis.
and or whatever, and it would be like a bad thing. But to think like he's like, no, there has to be a good to outweigh it. It's like, oh, that's interesting
Yeah.
that like he's not upset about it. He wants the balance.
He
and
loves it.
He's
Yeah.
like, oh, well, there has to be bad if there's good, so I might as well be the bad. That logic is flawed.
That's like Unabomber.
Quite the
logic.
understatement. Oh, what was I saying? I love
He's
the
too
concept.
stupid.
He's stupid. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Leave him alone. I love the concept of just like what serial killer slasher villain had to do in preparation, like these
Yeah.
mundane, silly things, like cutting off the trees, or
Or
why
nailing
don't they
the
just
windows
smash out the
shut.
windows?
Yeah.
You think they would? Oh wait, I'm sorry. When he made the fake newspaper thing, he was like, most of what we use is CGI. He just like combined people's faces on the thing. Something I love about this is something I just love about low budget movies is when Kelly's name is spelled with a Y in the credits, but her name tag was spelled with an I. I love it.
Yeah. People were not talking to each other.
I love
You
it.
know, Mark and I noticed that on Leslie's jacket it said JCR, and I thought, was that gonna mean something about who he really is? But then Mark was like, I think it's just low budget, so I think it was one of the crew's jackets. that they just
Probably.
he had to wear.
Or
But
his
yeah,
own.
Or it was
Yeah.
like
I mean-
the company that makes it, but they didn't cover it like a higher budget would
Yeah.
cover up.
But I
Right,
thought
yeah.
it was like
I
an
love
Easter
this shit,
egg. It's
though.
like, yes,
No.
yes.
You know what I love? When they were talking with Eugene, and Eugene's wife casually dropped in conversation that she was his survivor girl, and that's how they met. And I was like, oh, what?
love her. She's just so enthusiastic about it all. It's like, do I wish he picked a safer
Yeah.
job? Yes. But she was like, I was fast, wasn't I?
Yeah. He's like, yeah, you were.
She left him in the deprivation tank for 3 days.
For 3 days.
But there are lots of Easter eggs in the movie towards other horror movies, and it's very fun.
Yes.
What are
The
some
Red
of
Rabbit
them?
Inn
Yes.
at the very beginning was very prominent.
Halloween, right?
Yeah.
Yes, the matchbook.
Right,
The
right.
kids jump rope in
Yes.
the background when he went to the other school. When they had a connection. Oh, his name being Doc Halloran.
Yes.
Kelly's last name is Curtis, like
Oh,
Jamie Lee
nice.
Curtis, and Jamie, character named Jamie. There was another one I thought. Oh, there was something from Hellraiser, I think, at Eugene's
Was there
house.
really?
Yeah,
Oh.
it was like on a nightstand or something,
Damn,
but
it
it
must
was
have
just-
been, it must have been the sphere,
Mm.
maybe.
something
the,
like that.
No, it's the
Box.
Is it
It's a cube.
or a
It's
a
sphere?
cube.
It's a
It's a
cube.
cube.
I was getting it mixed up with the cabin in the
But-
woods that was doing
Oh.
Hellraiser shit. Yeah.
Similar though, kind of idea, right? Like a
Yes.
parody on horror movies.
Yes, but done very differently.
Right.
I fucking
One of
hated
the things-
Hellraiser.
I was also not that big a fan. I appreciate the special effects. The actual movie, I was like,
It was real slow, and there was weird parts happening.
Would I like it?
you would like
Because
parts
it
of
seems
it.
like one of those that I would be into.
I know that you would like at least the like practical effects and
Yeah,
all the
for
makeup.
sure.
Like
Mhm.
it's very cool, but there are a lot of in between parts where it's just kind of boring.
Okay.
yeah.
I thought, yeah.
I
it-
love how blatant though the references were, like the jump roping kids.
Yep.
It's like, okay.
Put it in your face.
I love it. Oh my god, I can't believe we haven't talked about this yet. So fucking funny. After they did the brick, Michael Myers just showing up and they're like, who is that? And it's some guy. Don't worry about it. Was
What?
that
What?
not Michael Myers? I
What's
tell
going
you
on?
What are we talking about?
regardless. Right after they did the brick, they film a guy walking into the cafe and they're like, it's like a second, and they're like, who is that? And he's just like, it's some guy, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And I swear to God it was Michael Myers. Was it not? Hold on.
I don't even remember this scene.
Ew, I thought it was so funny when it happened because they were just like, because what was the point of that? And then
Was it Michael?
I thought it was Michael.
What are we talking about with the brick? It's been 3 weeks. I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
The brick
was at so the movie starts with Kelly taking out the trash,
That brick.
And they pulled
yes.
the brick.
and so
Okay,
later
yeah.
in the movie, Taylor was the one who pulled the brick. right after, there's a guy who walks into the cafe, and I swear to God, it was Michael
Oh
Myers.
yes. Okay, I don't remember who it was either. I thought it was supposed to be somebody like Doc Halloran or somebody.
Oh, it probably was. Probably was.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah,
Huh.
you have to go find it and let us know, Kelly. I don't
Someone
know.
on
Luke, you said you noticed that part. I don't even remember that part of them.
I remember
saying
the part.
something.
Remember, I laughed, but I didn't think it was Michael Myers. But it might have been. And I
But
was
you
just
laughed at
confused.
It's
everything.
probably
so,
Doc
like,
Halloran.
How can I remember?
I'm just making shit up.
I saw one of the Letterboxd reviews was saying they're really glad this came out before Cabin in the Woods, because if you were expecting this to be like Cabin in the Woods, you'd be like, oh, that's not what this is at all. I like that parodying this genre went two completely different directions there, and I like both of the movies, but also I think I like Behind the Mask more. It's just sillier and dumber, and I like that.
Cabin in the Woods almost like, I guess, is it a parody of it? Like, I don't know if it's just. I thought it was just like a new spin. I guess I didn't
It's-
really get the parody aspect when I watched it a long time ago.
I don't know if parody is the right word.
That's like
it's
the movie people cite as the parody, though. The horror movie.
it's like
parody, I thought.
it's taking all the tropes and
It's
putting them in your
tropes,
face and
yeah.
calling them out as tropes, which is why I'm saying that it would be parody, because they're like,
Scream is a parody in that sense.
so it's like Scream in that it's like it's also supposed to be actually scary, but also like making fun of horror tropes, you know? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay. The shot is literally a second and it is so blurry, but I've concluded that it's Doc Halloran because it makes more
Okay.
sense
Yeah.
because he's following him. However, I think I was projecting that it was Michael Myers because
It's-
I saw black shirt, a white head.
It still makes sense for it to be Michael Myers in this
Yep,
universe.
it would make sense,
He's
yes.
alive
In
in
this
this
universe.
universe. And at this point, Halloween 2007 hadn't even come out. So in the timeline,
Whoa.
it would have been
That's
after
right.
Resurrection, which he was still alive.
Whoa.
Oh my god, this is why what?
He survived at the end of Resurrection. He survived.
Yeah, he's walking away at the end of
Yeah.
Resurrection. Yeah, they weren't even
Yeah.
trying to trick us
I
on
love
that
how
one.
they refer to him as Mike throughout the movie.
Well, he said
Mike.
Mike, Fred,
Jay.
and Jay for Jason.
Hey,
And
I
Jay.
didn't get that. It was
Mike,
Jason.
Fred, and
He also
Jay.
cited Chucky. Like,
Yeah, they didn't
So-
mention Chucky in the beginning, but then him just casually
just
mentioning it, I
name
was like,
dropped
that just
Chucky.
changes everything that
The whole
Chucky's alive
dynamic.
in this universe.
yes. I love it. Okay, so Luke,
Yeah.
assign us
Found footage
horror
movies.
movie. Assign us found footage movies and
And
slasher villains.
you can't have
Not the
Cloverfield.
movies that they're in, but the villains. And found footage.
Okay.
Does this count because it then switches to non-found footage?
Yeah, I'd say the
will-
majority is.
So Late Night with the
But-
Devil also counts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Late
Okay.
Night with the Devil for sure counts.
for sure.
Okay.
Does this?
I would say yes.
Luke, you're gonna hurt yourself.
That's the plot. He always does this. He doesn't have my guitar for him to strum when he's bored now, so he starts dancing on
also
the wheelie
thinking.
chair.
Luke,
Um.
you can't have
Yes.
Cloverfield.
Oh. Well, no, because I get Lake Mungo, you get Cloverfield,
Ah,
or
okay,
you get Blair Witch Project, your favorite movie.
I don't even. It again. I was not the one who hated it.
You hate that movie. Because I think Kelly gets Late Night with the Devil, and then I
Yeah.
think Matt,
love
you
that.
get BTM TROLV.
Hey,
I hate when he.
Thank you.
behind the mask.
Yep. It took me a
Okay.
second. It was too many letters flying at me.
I don't know how he does that so
Mark.
fast. It's actually fucked up.
Mark, you get. I'm trying to think of more found footage horror
Not
movies between
Cloverfield. Didn't you
such
just give
Blair
him
Witch or
Cloverfield?
Cloverfield. I was trying to think of
Oh.
another one, but you get Cloverfield.
I'll take Cloverfield. I don't know of another. There is no more.
Paranormal Activity.
Paranormal Activity, which I
We
haven't
did
seen.
watch all of those.
Two.
I have not
Can I have
seen.
the second one?
Hey, some of those
who gets-
movies are so scary.
Who gets the first paranormal? I know it will scare me. It would scare me. Who gets the
Mark
first
assigned
paranormal
us the
activity?
paranormal.
Ooh.
I think I need to watch those. I feel like I might actually enjoy.
That
Oh,
movie's
you
actually
think?
pretty scary. Yeah.
Matt,
Do you
you
think I'd
get the
enjoy it?
first one. I get the sequel. Luke gets the third one because childhood trauma. That's like all
Honestly,
it's about.
yeah.
Fourth
Oh,
one,
Kelly. Kelly can get the fourth one because the kid in that is so goddamn funny.
oh, he's
Holy
so
shit.
dumb.
Really?
He's very, very dumb.
Ah, God, what was his
Okay,
name?
but
he was like
anything-
the weird kid from a. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I famously hate children, so this
No,
better
he's
be
not
good.
children.
He's so funny. He's the weird kid from across the street, and he's always doing weird shit when he's over at their
Oh
house.
my
You're
God.
supposed to think
Is he
he's like
like-
possessed.
Yeah,
Is he
either-
like the neighbor from Home Alone that fucks everything up for
Yeah.
Kevin?
No,
He's so
That's
weird.
me.
But
Where he
he's
just
like-
comes up and is like, "Hey, what's going on?"
This kid's like 16 or 17 years old, though. It's not,
Oh,
the
got
way
it,
you
okay.
described him made him sound like he was 6.
I thought he was
No.
a child.
The kid I'm talking about in the fourth movie is like 8 years old.
Oh.
Maybe I guess her friend was the one I was
He
thinking
just
of.
keeps doing weird
Oh,
shit.
her like boyfriend, not
Yeah,
boyfriend.
I thought that's who
not
you're talking
that
about.
guy.
I don't remember the
No.
character you're talking about then.
The little kid is like a main character. The actor was actually in the show Pen 15 that I watched season 1 of. And so that's the only other thing I've seen him in. But like, he's this little kid, and his name's like Robbie, I think. And he's always he comes over in his like
course it's
socks and
Robbie.
sandals and cargo shorts, and he just behaves so strange.
An 8-year-old?
Oh,
Wait, that's so
Rob,
Did
funny.
everything go
actually.
down at the end at his house, at Robbie's house?
Yes.
Okay, I know what you're
Yes,
talking
and you never
Robbie's
like.
house.
He's always just walking over and letting himself in, and they're like, "Where does your mom think you?"
That's actually
Yeah.
okay. I love
Okay,
that.
so everything else
wait.
about the fourth movie, Kelly doesn't get, but she gets the fourth movie
But
because
that-
of Robbie.
that-
Because
What?
nobody gets the
Okay.
fourth movie. That's probably the worst.
It's like a
one.
Final Destination.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, not that one.
Then the cursed ones, the marked ones. Dude, I don't
like the movie's,
know. Like it's like
like
a
in the middle.
spin-off almost.
Yeah.
Like, I'd say me. Let's just say me. And then the ghost dimension. So Luke. There's that little kid standing in that weird portal thing. That's the Luke
Called
most
the
Luke thing I've ever seen in my
ghost
life.
dimension.
That's so Luke.
Yeah.
That's so.
Yeah.
None of these movies are
That's
any
so
of us.
Luke.
That's the
That's the thing.
So it's
That's
hard
why
to
this
do
is
it.
fun.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought of another found footage horror movie, and
Oh,
it
what?
actually reminds me of this a little bit. Creep.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh,
Oh.
Following around this weird guy, but he's also fucking hilarious. But then there's times where you're like,
and he's
"Ugh."
like scary. Yeah.
I forgot
haven't
one
seen that.
Paranormal Activity. Next of Kin is
Yes.
Luke because it's basically The Witch times Paranormal Activity,
it?
but bad.
What?
Are you convinced to watch it with
Oh, who would
me? Because it's like on a farm or something. It's weird.
Ooh.
That one's weird. I forgot that one existed. That was like a Paramount Plus original movie, like after the Ghost Dimension. It's like another spin-offy type of one, I guess.
Nothing says successful franchise like Paramount Plus original movie.
Hell yeah!
Matt, remember when we watched
Paramount-
Players? They removed it from Paramount Plus.
They removed it.
Yeah, it's
Why?
gone forever. It's gone.
The show was pretty funny.
It's
Come
gone.
What show?
on.
It was
Players.
it was about
About the-
League of Legends
Before
players.
my time.
But
That was like
it's-
it was like 2 years ago.
It was
my
Kelly. It was mockumentary by the guy who did American Vandal in the same style, but it was about
Weird.
video game players, like esports gamers. So it was a lot more
Oh.
niche, but it was the same style. I thought it was pretty funny.
The kid, the main guy went by the name Cream Cheese. He was funny.
Nice.
That's just what they called him. Like they just called each other by
Nice.
their gamer.
They were
names.
so serious about it.
Yeah,
Like
that was
I,
good.
Your hands.
Cream Cheese was a legend to me when
he
I
was. He was a legend. Matt, that's how
Wait, did it
it's.
feel like American Vandal?
Yes.
Yeah.
It felt like as if that crew went and just wanted to explore esports, but it's gone
Yeah.
because they
That's
just removed
awesome.
stuff. Now.
Damn it.
Oh,
I think
wait,
It only
but
got
they
one
made
season
it?
too.
Well, no,
Yeah.
it's like a thing. It's just not on Paramount Plus anymore, and it was a Paramount Plus
They
original.
Westworlded it.
Wait,
They
wait,
did
wait.
Westworlded it.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
they made it and then removed it?
Yes.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's
we
against
watched-
God.
Right? Mark and I watched the whole season. Now
Yep.
it's gone, I guess.
Maybe it's on.
Where-
Let me check if it's on Internet Archive. That's how Luke and I. Internet
It's
Archive.
Where is-
not. New things typically aren't.
Let me see.
Where is Westworld?
in
on-
the ether.
My Voodoo
Haha.
for season 1.
Can you buy seasons, the other seasons on
Do you
it?
even
I mean,
want
I-
me to
I
be
have-
honest?
Understand.
I have
know.
one and two.
And
I
why?
do have one.
I don't
I don't know.
understand.
I don't. You just have to buy it now. Like it's like as if it never was on
But
streaming.
you can
It
still
was like
buy
a-
it. You can still.
You could still
you
buy
still-
it. Yeah, they sell it, but they don't sell players.
How
that was
does
not
make
popular
sense,
enough.
though?
It doesn't, because they
But
have
they
like
gave it
unlimited
4
computing
seasons.
capacity.
3
I know.
seasons?
They only have one more season left. Anyway, let's see. I was
We're
supposed
gonna
to
open up-
assign horror movie slasher
yes.
villains.
Yeah.
Which is hard because Kelly, you're Leslie, but you're also Chuck, so that's hard. Because then I could. It's like I'll get Cloverfield.
You can't. No. I thought that was the name of the town.
No, it's New York.
I don't
Well,
know
in
why
the
it's
first
called that. Why is it
No,
What
called
if
there's
that?
some
actually-
people
no,
call
No, it's
New
not.
York?
We don't know.
a
It's like secret
town
because
in Cloverfield?
because Cloverfield is like the top secret videotape of the movie.
Why?
But 10 Cloverfield Lane is the name of the address.
That's a good
So-
movie.
That is a
Matt,
good movie.
That is a good
Yeah.
movie.
They like it has like you can buy it places. So once it got removed from Paramount Plus, they released it to where you could buy it, which I'm not going to because it wasn't like
But-
that crazy. But
Yeah.
so I guess there's that. It was like they made it, they had it on their thing, but then when they removed it, at least they made it available to purchase because it wasn't available to purchase at the time anywhere else. Now it is.
That's so silly to have. It's a Paramount Plus original, so you would think
Yeah.
at least the originals would stay, but no.
Yeah, I think Westworld's the same way. I think
Nothing's
you could
fake
buy
anymore,
Westworld
baby.
on like Prime Video. I think they
Thing's holy.
do that of like if they're
Nothing's-
removing it, they
nothing.
would just open it to be like pay for on other
Guys,
services.
free game.
We're-
What
Yeah.
was Dolores' final story? Her arc never finished.
No.
I didn't even finish season 4, Luke, and I'm glad I didn't.
Just say it ended at 1 because her arc finished when she became white, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's all I've seen, and I'm happy with that.
yeah, it's
I-
all you need to know.
It was like diminishing returns, I feel like,
For sure.
where it was like, ooh, each time. I did think I liked parts of season 4 more than season 3, but like
There's-
it was still like
Yes. Episode 5, I really liked.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was really good. They played the Shining music, but it
This-
was like a
In
synth
this movie
version
as
of
well.
Yeah, they
Yes.
did behind the
Yeah.
mask.
Did
it.
you
It was
guys see-
really good, and then the ending of season 4 wasn't quite as good.
I
But like the
thought
middle
they-
chunk
yeah.
was good.
the ending of season 4 was very lackluster for me, which sucks that it's the end of the show. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
Just
Did you
leave it at
guys
1. Just leave it
Hear
at 1.
them play "Midnight, the Stars and You" during Behind the Mask.
what? No,
When
was
he's
that?
getting ready, like putting on his
Yes.
makeup and stuff, it's
okay.
playing in the background. Silly.
I did not catch that.
Oh,
I know a
So-
found footage movie I get assigned, but it will make you shit yourself. You're gonna have a reaction just when I say it. Are you frozen or is that just how you
It's
are?
just him.
Be My Cat, a film for Anne. Luke, look at him.
What was that
I don't-
movie?
seen pictures
Be
on
My
it of it
Cat,
on
a
Letterboxd.
film for Anne.
I don't know what that is.
You don't.
I- I've seen pictures of it on Letterboxd, and Kelly was like, "You should watch it because you really like Anne Hathaway." I was like, "Okay, let me look it up." And no, it's
So
a deranged
funny.
film. Anyway, I don't know the horror movie villains. It's too hard. Okay,
Oh,
because it's like
Hey,
maybe I'll get Freddy because he's in Dreams.
Whoa.
Mark, you'll get Mike.
Crazy sentence.
Matt is left with
Jason.
Jason.
I'll
What
be
about
Jason.
Bruce from
Jason.
Jaws?
I'll be
Luke,
Bruce.
you are not Freddy. Don't give yourself the pedophile. You're Norman
But
Bates.
then,
Tell
I'm
him.
Norman Bates. I'm Norman Bates. I forgot. I'm Norman Bates because
Oh.
that's my franchise. I'm the
So,
Psycho franchise.
You want the peeping Tom over the pedophile.
He doesn't. Oh, he's too dumb. It's not his fault.
He's actually very smart.
He doesn't know.
So smart.
Leave him alone.
Kelly, get Leslie Vernon.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm fully aware.
And Chucky.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Why you roll
Oh,
your
yeah.
eyes, bitch?
And because I want him, but you can have him. It makes more sense for you to have him.
You want to be that
Mark,
guy?
I gave you Mike. I gave you Mikey.
I like Mikey.
He's mine.
I like
I see.
Mikey.
But I was kind of just assigning it based on movies, not the actual guys.
You were, because
that-
those are just the
uh,
franchises we're assigned.
yeah, because I didn't want to actually assign the men to the.
Smart.
Well, that's what makes it
Smart.
hard. That's why I gave the thing to you.
It's too hard. It's too hard. Who
I
gets
think
John
the dinosaur
Kramer?
from Jurassic Park.
Ooh,
No
John
one.
Kramer? Oh, that's so
Fuck that
Kelly.
guy.
That's so Kelly.
Actually, very Kelly.
I mean, she and John both think they're God.
True.
I
Well,
am
one of-
God.
one of
And
them-
only
John
them,
is a
only one
false
of them is
idol.
right.
John is a false idol.
Hey, look at this.
Okay, we're running out.
Oh, this is
your
good
socks.
stuff. This is good.
Hold
Hold
your
your
socks.
socks.
Starts
Hold,
rolling shit
hold
out,
your
we're done.
socks.
Oh my god.
God.
With a beast glove. Still in the packaging. Still in mint condition.
Are you ever gonna?
Look,
You break it.
Whoa. That's impressive, Luke.
Mark, did you get that for him?
Yeah, of course. I surprised him
fun.
and put it on his bed.
Mark, did
Wow.
I ever tell you? Remember how I told you that Optimus Prime that you gave me, that one of the legs fell off and we couldn't find it?
That's
Did I
pretty
tell you
funny. No.
yes, it was found.
We found it during the move, so I got to put it back on. He's
Nice.
whole again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Optimus.
What was lost will be found.
Will be
Hashtag 1899.
Paradise?
Found.
found.
Paradise Lost.
Paradise Lost.
Found it.
Found it. The funniest.
That was one of the
So
funniest
good.
parts. I don't think I have anything else, to be honest. This movie was great, though. I would rewatch.
Me too.
I like this movie.
Good choice.
Except for Todd. I didn't like Todd.
Okay, but
Yeah.
he had a good line.
He did
Yeah,
have
good
a
line.
He's like
good
a little
line.
monkey.
So all's forgiven.
All is forgiven. I also thought it was funny though when it was effectively scary, but also funny to me when he got killed because he kept saying, "It's Todd. It's Todd, man." Also, oh my god. Never. I'm not even gonna get into it.
I like the
never
way
mind.
the stoners act in this.
I was gonna say
too,
the acting
yeah.
is really.
Those guys,
Something else
those
with
guys
the
were on
stoners.
something other than Saw. I'll tell you that.
Okay, that was unnatural.
Bizarre.
That felt wrong.
Sometimes I say things just to see how Luke will react to me saying it.
Yeah, he just
Why is it
repeated.
called bizarre? Bizarre. That's my
Hmm,
favorite term.
the Zaw.
What?
I don't know why it's called the Zaw.
I've never heard it called that before.
You've never heard it called the Zaw?
Yeah, because it's
No.
unnatural. I don't like it, Mark.
Bizarre.
It, make you,
Bizarre.
it makes you sound like you're trying to be 13.
It
Sorry,
makes me
that
think of
was
it makes me think of John Kramer with his hat on backwards. That's how I
Oh, hell
sound
yeah.
when I'm trying to say the Zaw. I just think it's funny
That's my
because
favorite.
what does Zaw even mean? I'll look it up.
It's short for pizza. People used to call pizza like just za.
But why is weed
in, like,
Oh,
called
wait,
Zaw?
but you know
It's
the
like-
history of it.
I know
Everybody likes
that. I've
pizza.
never heard it used as a term for weed
Oh.
ever. Yeah.
Well-
Bizarre.
I don't think it's short for pizza.
no, not this one at least.
There's a strain of hybrid marijuana called Zaza, and
Oh, like ZSA?
Right.
ZAZA.
Oh,
Yeah.
because I thought they were
That's what
doing
I
like
thought.
Zaza Gabor.
So
Okay,
people that now
okay.
just say za for like weed in
Zaza
general.
Gabor.
That's what I thought of.
What?
I wish that's what.
So yeah, I've just then people just started saying za for it.
They have to
Oh, how
shorten
interesting.
everything. Fucking
It's cool.
you
Luke shortens
these days.
everything by fucking acronyming it, and it pisses me off. He does it for everything.
You like it. You
I
like it.
don't.
How he does it so fast?
That's what annoys me about it, is that he's good at it. If he was bad at it, I find it funny.
Luke, be worse at it.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Do the alphabet backwards.
CYX2VUTSRQPONMLKJIHGFEDCBA.
Okay.
I don't even know if that was right.
Yeah,
that was
we're gonna-
crazy
yeah.
though.
That was faster than I can say forward, so.
How do you do that? Never mind. Anybody else have
His
anything
brain's
else? on
better
this
than
one?
ours.
That's true.
We're stupid. It's not
And
our
then
fault.
he goes rar immediately. He rars with the King Kong.
Look, you can also get Mini Kong, whose name is
Oh.
Zuko, with
my
Tightness
God.
Doug. That's the villain of the.
Zuko.
That's
Isn't it the
Scar
little
King.
used boy in Avatar?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is Godzilla evolved.
Yep.
Ooh.
They sell one of Godzilla
Mark.
not evolved.
Yeah.
So, Mark, you and Luke, which one of you is Godzilla? Which one of you is Kong?
Ugh,
Now,
we're both
okay,
Kong.
we-
We've talked about this.
We're both Kong.
We're both Kong, but Luke
Franchises?
is more Kong.
I see.
But franchises, I got Godzilla, Mark got
Oh.
Kong. In terms of the movies.
Yeah.
I believe so we
Oh.
did.
But you're much more Kong, especially in the MonsterVerse when he jumps off the. Like, oh.
He's not baby Kong.
Okay, but Luke is baby. There's one scene where I'm Kong and Luke's baby Kong, and he knows exactly the scene I'm talking about.
Do they creation of Adam? Because I
They
bet
do.
they do. I knew it. I've
that's-
never seen a single one of
Actually,
these
that's
movies
not the
that
part
I
I'm
knew they
talking
make
about.
the creation of
Sorry,
Adam.
he creations of Adam's the
The little girl
human girl.
Yes,
Human girl.
he does. Yeah,
who's like
Uh,
psychic.
But I don't know if super. Yeah. Yes.
yeah.
Cool.
She's pretty cool. But there's one scene where Luke is most definitely Mini Kong and I'm Big Kong. And like Luke, there's parts where you're not Kong at all, like in the beginning where he like splits the creature open and the green blood like pours on him to like intimidate all the other creatures off.
And then
It's like,
he
what the
sits
fuck
down
is
on the
happening?
throne, and he's like,
Yeah, he's like sitting on the throne like, yeah, not you at all. But then there's parts where he's just running around and it's so you. Kong is funny.
good
Kong-
movie.
Those movies are both Godzilla vs. Kong and X Kong are just Kong movies, and Godzilla shows up in both of them. Like, they're just King Kong movies.
The director has even said that.
Yes.
That they're King Kong movies.
Well, because he has a personality like a human, and Godzilla. I am not gonna spoil
Just a big
for Matt
lizard.
what happens,
Yeah.
but what he's doing leading up to it is very funny. He's just kind of chilling.
Mark, you picked Zathura for your next pick.
I did not.
Whoa. Oh wait. Okay.
I
Okay.
wanted you to pick
What are the-
Zathura.
Then you
What
pick
are the
Zathura.
I was
three-
trying to
hold
speak
on.
into existence.
What are the 3 movies that we have in our ranking things?
Mission
Right?
Impossible,
Yes, Lake Mungo.
Lake
Lake-
Mungo.
Wow. Phew, it's been a-
And
Yep.
Behind the
this-
mask.
Yes.
Give me a second.
And Mark, it's your pick? Is that what Luke said?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember at all where we were at in the rotation.
I've had my pick.
It's Zathura. It's Zathura.
It's not Zathura. You can pick Zathura
we're not-
yourself.
That's a good pick.
The Space Adventure. Zathura. Zathura.
Space Adventure. He's too mean to his brother. I can't choose it.
Yeah,
John
he was
Favreau
really good.
directed it. Kristen Stewart is in it.
So is Dax Shepard.
Look, you want it
Dax Shepard
so
is in it.
bad. You pick it.
Kelly Josh Hutcherson is in.
Wait.
He is. Hey, I'm not saying it's a bad pick. It's just I've had one picked out for 2 months at this point because of how long it's taken. That I just have to go with
Okay.
it, even if I wanted
Yeah,
to change
yeah.
it to Zathura. I
Okay.
have to stick with this one.
Okay. Okay.
You
Okay.
want to change it though?
Guys.
I've seen that DVD out
I-
there.
Fuck up.
It's not mine.
What are we at? Okay. Disturbing. We have Behind the Mask, Mission Impossible, Lake.
Ooh.
Lake
Lake
Mungo
Mungo.
is
Lake Mungo.
The shot, the famous shot
Yeah.
that Mikey F talks about. The
Lake
shot.
Mungo, then Behind the Mask, and then Mission
And then
Impossible.
Mission Impossible. Yeah.
Gay. The most important one. What's
Mission
the gayest?
Impossible.
I haven't seen
thought
2 of these.
Was not. It was not.
Not as gay as it
very-
should have been.
Right.
Leslie.
Being from the
Or-
90s, it automatically has some points, though.
Or, but was it trying
Gum.
too hard to be straight?
Being. being
Therefore,
Brian
making
De
it
Palma.
gay.
Exactly.
Yes.
Mm.
Because I don't.
Lake Mungo? Dude, is this our straightest bunch so far?
I think so.
It's
Eh,
not even
yeah,
straight.
by
It's
far,
just
by
not
far.
gay. Just
Yeah.
because something's not gay doesn't make it straight. They just exist.
They.
You know what I
yes.
mean? Nice, Luke.
Exactly, Luke. My
Disgusting.
feelings.
That was
exact.
awful. Actually, I hated
That was
every
actually
second of that.
disgusting.
This is hard.
Gay.
Gay.
um,
Our straightest group during Pride Month.
I was about to say
Happy
in June.
Pride.
Yeah,
Mark-
right.
Your pick
You can
better
only be
gay.
proud this 1 month.
That's true.
Or not, so you better make it count.
Yeah. If it's not Zathura, it better be gay.
Hold on. Okay.
Put that in the
so what's
quotes
our
notes. Put
order?
that in the quotes notes right now. If it's not Zathura, it better be
It better
gay.
be gay.
That's
What's
so
our-
funny. Wait,
Man,
we're
I-
still
We're
trying
just
to
gonna go after we go off vibes.
rank this one overall.
So behind the mask,
Overalls.
overalls. Did he look a little bit like Midnight Movie? I've never seen
A
it.
little bit. It did give me
Mark
those
even
vibes.
mentioned.
Yeah,
Mark even mentioned Midnight Movie.
yeah
Mark
I would say
mentioned,
it has to be this one, I guess, and then Mission Impossible, and then Lake Mungo.
Yes.
Lake
Yeah.
Mungo.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Sad.
Lake
Lake
Mungo.
Mungo.
Like Mungo.
And then this one, actually, because some parts that
Yeah,
weren't
yeah.
fun, because Mission Impossible, like, I was
then
too
Mission
confused
Impossible.
that when people died, you know, whatever.
Okay. Unhinged.
I would say Behind the Mask.
It has to be this.
Behind the Mask. Mission
Behind
Mission
Impossible.
Impossible,
Lake
like
Mungo.
Mungo.
Lake
Yeah,
Mungo.
yeah.
Okay.
Mission Impossible. He did explode the aquarium, which is a little crazy.
That was
Dude,
pretty good.
I was
And
That was a
the
restaurant.
helicopter in the tunnel.
yeah.
Ooh,
Whoa! What?
The helicopter wasn't in a tunnel for a long time. That was a really good pilot.
Long time.
Really good pilot. How long was that tunnel?
I
People
would say
talk about the
longer
runway.
than the runway.
Yeah,
in
people
Fast
talk
and
about the
Furious.
runway in Fast and Furious 6, but they don't talk about the tunnel in Mission Impossible 1, just saying.
Double
Are you guys
standards.
ready for my pick?
I'm so ready for you.
So,
I will give you guys a hint first, okay?
Okay.
Metropolis.
The main character of this film has been
Oh, the
mentioned.
new-
Not the main, like the main actor
Oh, okay.
has
Dane
been
Cook.
mentioned. Not Dane Cook.
Dane
Good
Cook, you're
pick.
watching
this
planes?
podcast?
Has
You're
been
watching
mentioned
planes,
in this
fire, and rest-
podcast. Yes.
In
Okay,
this
okay.
podcast,
The main
Okay,
actor.
a character
Herschel
they played,
from
or
The
the
Walking
actor
Dead.
themselves.
The actor, like themselves, is.
And are they in the movie we currently watched?
They're not in the movie. It's just been mentioned.
Ooh, this is a
This,
great hint.
This actor has been mentioned in this
My
podcast,
memory.
and not the
Who
character.
did we talk? Zaza Gabor.
No,
Robert England.
no.
Not in
Oh,
this
he
movie.
was in the movie. Right. Da, da, da.
It was a very.
Jason Momoa.
No, it was very brief. It was very brief, but as soon as
Who
it said-
mentioned
we
it?
skipped over
Who mentioned
so-
it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ooh, this is fun.
Ooh,
I love games. I love
I
riddles.
don't know who mentioned it.
mentioned
It
it?
wasn't Kelly. It was one of the boys.
Not a movie I would.
Was it one of the movies we watched previously for podcast?
No.
Maybe was it something we watched?
Is it an actor I
Let's
know?
say you guys
then?
like had a discussion about this. Luke and Matt were more discussing.
Michael Sheen.
No.
I zoned out.
No.
Then,
You guys
Christoph
had a
Waltz.
full
I meant-
discussion about a certain movie.
and it's the movie that you're
God.
thinking.
I talk too much about movies.
It wasn't. It's not the movie I'm thinking, but the main actor
You're
that they
talking-
mentioned
oh,
is.
no! Tron Legacy.
No, I'm not. No, I'm sorry. Good guess. Good guess. That was a
Wait,
good guess.
I like it.
Luke, we have to
Can
watch
you-
Tron first, and that's already on the list.
That's
So
right,
Rewind the
that's right,
tape.
that's right, that's
Rewind the
right.
tape. What did we say?
Can you give us another hint?
I'll give you another hint that Luke and
Subtle.
Matt
What
had to
I've seen
look
it, but I haven't.
up something about this movie.
This is up to you guys.
I'm looking at my IMDb.
Yeah, I didn't look
Search
anything
history.
up. So it's definitely.
You guys were discussing it. Oh, this
I
is.
tell you what.
Oh,
Short
Marlon Brando and Matthew Broderick.
Matthew Broderick.
Godzilla. Godzilla.
Not Godzilla.
Godzilla.
War games.
War
War
games.
games.
No.
The producers.
No.
Ooh. Matthew Broderick. No,
Ross.
it's correct.
Yes, Matthew Broderick is
Lion
correct.
King.
Holy shit. Okay. Oh my
The
god.
Lion King.
No.
What?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
No.
Matthew Broderick
Way
voices
to go with
Simba.
the simp. He
I
does.
feel like we're
No
missing-
way. That's Ellen John.
Matthew Broderick. Matthew Broderick. What else is he in? Inspector
oh,
Gadget.
Yes, Inspector
Yes!
Gadget. It's an hour and
That's a
20
good pick.
minutes.
That's a
If
great.
it's not
pick.
Sathura, I like Inspector Gadget.
Yes, it was in the same like vein,
I like
kind
it.
of.
I like it. I
Where-
like it.
Disney Plus.
Where is? Okay.
It's on Disney
Oh.
Plus, an hour 20.
This is gonna be a blast for the
Inspector
past.
Gadget.
I
Oh,
I
man.
will say I was kind of tempted to do Inspector Gadget 2 just as a joke,
With French Stewart.
but
Brent Stewart.
it is 10 minutes longer than the first one,
Ugh.
and I haven't seen the first
Wow,
one in a long
so-
time, so I just got to see what this is like.
I like it.
Um,
I like
I
it.
like the pick. I like
so
it.
okay, 1999.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
this Disney movie, Matthew Broderick. I'm excited. This is the
Inspector
one I've been waiting 2 months for, people.
Hell yeah. I have
Wow.
one.
Sitting
Yeah,
on
I've been-
Inspector Gadget
Yeah.
for 2 months.
You
I've
have
had one
Matt?
for about that same time mark where it's been like months and
Yeah.
something else came up and I'm like, somebody else is gonna pick it if I don't. I swear, it's
Ooh.
gonna happen to me. Just knowing my luck, somehow out of all movies, it's gonna get picked or something. I don't know.
Well, it's Luke's pick next.
yeah, we'll see what
Would
he.
I
Oh,
pick
I
Luke
bet
and
Luke
then you.
does
Would I
not
pick
know
that
what he's.
movie?
I don't. Maybe.
But there's like
don't know.
so many
Hmm.
movies, you know what I'm saying?
There's so many
so-
movies.
So you never
Wait,
know.
2 men.
Oh.
You need to stop.
The
Yeah.
one that I'm thinking of is one that I think all of us have said we want to see, but I don't think any of us have, which
I
is
love
why I was like,
that.
oh, nobody pick it. you
Love
know?
that.
Interesting.
Can we every time that we pick a movie, can we do what we did here? How we give hints and we make questions?
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun.
I love that. Katie and I do that just occasionally. Sometimes
Love
be
it.
like, okay, I'm thinking of a movie, and so or like a song, and I
Ooh,
20
try to
questions.
guess. Yeah.
Matt.
Yeah.
Matt, play me in Trivia Crack.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you don't want
You
this.
guys-
No, I used to do trivia crack back in high school.
Luke is.
You don't want
yeah.
this.
Right now, I'm undefeated. I've played like 7 or 8 games, but I'm about to lose to this one person. We're
It's
tied
cheat.
5-5.
He cheats.
That's actually not true at all.
I feel
Yeah,
like I feel like that would be
I
one
watch
of those
no
games
videos.
like Matt and Luke have to play each other always, and me and Kelly have to play each other always.
I would have beat Luke if he didn't do the bullshit move.
What are you talking about?
I had the art one and you stole it from me.
It's fun. We were fun times.
It
It's hard
was
to-
fun, but I hate that you won.
Guess what
I'm
my
not
best
competitive.
category is.
Remember,
Guess what my yeah. Guess what my best category is.
Movies.
entertainment,
No.
History,
sports,
No.
geography,
science.
art.
No.
Art's
Art.
easy. Art's easy.
Art's by far the most. Entertainment is not
Art-
because it's music stuff that I don't know, and then it's like
Oh.
old sitcom stuff. It's actually kind of hard for me.
Mark, we should play each other.
Yeah, that would be.
I'd
It.
like to see that.
If it makes you feel better,
I'm
Kelly.
actually really smart.
Luke.
You guys seem to not know that.
If it makes you feel better, Luke and I have been
Get off the
playing
chair, Luke.
Letter League, which is basically
Letter
virtual
League.
Scrabble.
Mark is the best.
And
Mark is the
I
best at Letter
absolutely
League.
kicked Luke's ass on Monday.
He is by far the
Like
best at Letter
it
League.
was, or it was Tuesday, but it was like by over 100 points. You know what?
Whoa.
Like Luke, I wouldn't even say I'm the best because it's pretty even, but I've won the most consistently by being lucky.
No, you're the best.
I
at
just know
actually
where to
playing
place
the
them. I
game.
know where to place
Yes,
them because I know.
because I-
Yeah, I look for them.
Yes, and
In
I
real
have
life,
problems with that.
In real life, I'd be really bad because I don't know what actually is a word and what isn't. Because I just move
Oh,
stuff
that's
around
why
and try it all the
online-
time. Yeah, it's better.
I don't
online.
know what are words, and so it's like online is much better.
Hey,
Way better.
if we did a Sudoku competition, all of your asses would be in
Yeah,
the ground.
you would kick our ass.
Okay.
I'm
against
pretty good at Sudoku.
I'm fucking incredible.
Oh my
We'll
god.
have to have a showdown.
Okay, I'm ending this before it gets violent.
Okay.
I'm
Goodbye.
in fighting mood today.
Whee!